Coach Mark Britton. Brought to you by Southern Accents and Bill Smith GMC.
And welcome into the Cullman Football Review. I'm Hugh Harris, and I'm here with Coach Mark Britton. We're going to get to take a look at last Friday night's huge win over East Limestone. And as Coach Britton and I talked last week, East Limestone really won every category last year except for the score, and we really were facing a pretty tough night. Right. But on another avenue, you broke Coach Oliver Woodard's lifetime record at Cullman High School with 107 wins, so congratulations, Coach.
Thank you very much.
I know it was a special night for you and in so many ways, and as I told you Friday night, probably your best coaching job since I've known you between the Walker game and the East Limestone, because, I mean, they looked like a different ball club and really came ready to play.
Well, our kids came out really looked sharp. The type of teams we like to put out on the field. The Walker game, we felt like we were prepared. We just never could get in the rhythm. Breakdowns, whether it be blocking, patterns getting cut short, whatever. There was a host of reasons why we didn't look very good that first Friday night. But we go back to work. Got a great coaching staff. Those guys. Brought the kids in, watched the film, and the kids had a great attitude the week. It wasn't really a normal week, but those guys came in really focused and great senior leadership. And, we're real proud of how our guys played, especially the first half of this East Limestone game.
Yeah, they really came out, and I was so impressed with the offensive line. They just seemed like they never could get in rhythm. Walker, but I mean they started out, and of course when you give Kenny of the running game, he's going to eat you alive with the passing game, and
right.
Those two fit so well together, and I just love watching it when everything gets to going like that.
Well, the running game, Garrett Kreider had a great night. Will Crenshaw also came in. I think Will had about 55 yards rushing on about 8 carries. Garrett's going to have over 200 yards. And, East Limestone had to commit to try to stop the run. And just like you mentioned, when you bring that extra guy into the box, Kenny's going to dial up a pass somewhere. Mason Jones, I think, had about 9 catches for over 100 yards. Right. And Tyler Glenn was 20 for 25 and just had a super night. And I thought our receivers did a great job. Seth Donaldson probably had his best night catching the ball. And Austin Neal makes a great catch right down the sideline to kind of stretch the defense. And, just so many young people contributed to this win. And defensively, first half, we throw a shutout. I think it's 28-0 at halftime. And so, we got to play a lot of kids the second half. And those type of things, it just keeps working. You get those young guys in there, get those guys game experience for down the road.
Okay, well, let's move on into the first quarter, and another beautiful night and a good turnout on both sides of the field. East Limestone, they came ready to play.
Young man on the right's Philip Gandy. I know it's hard to see their numbers. He's number 12, but you may see that young man playing on Saturdays and maybe even Sundays somewhere. Tremendous basketball player, but you're going to see his athleticism, especially the second half of this ball game. But just a tremendous football player, one of the best ones in North Alabama.
And you can tell he had a real good attitude and did his job. And I mean, he was tough to handle. We were lucky to hold him like we did.
We really were. Just an outstanding young man. We were going to put double coverage on him most of the night, and we're definitely going to know where he's at every play when they're on offense. Got Andrew Winford bringing the football out. Andrew's continuing to make progress, and I know his family will appreciate everybody's thoughts and prayers. And young man's getting stronger all the time. And,
He actually, I don't know if you knew it, but he walked with a walker down in front of the crowd and then came up and made a loop, thanking everybody for their prayers and support during his recovery. And I know it's special for y'all to have him down there on the field.
It really is. Really is. You know, I thought our guys did a great job on special teams. Tyler Davis, excuse me, is going to bring the ball out past the 45-yard line to start the game. And, you know, East Limestone, you mentioned earlier about East Limestone. They are a physical football team. Last year, they knocked us around pretty good, and probably they won the battle of the trenches last year. We just happened to beat them on the scoreboard, but they sure put some knots on our head. And our kids remember that. I think they came out with a little chip on their shoulder, wanting to get after it.
They're well disciplined, well coached, both sides of the ball, and you know those are the kind of team you like to play.
It is. Coach Pugh and his staff do a super job. There's one of the runs Garrett's able to take advantage of, gets it inside the 20-yard line. Here's a great catch by Austin Neal. I mean, right on the sideline. Those guys stretch the defense. We get into a power set, and Garrett gets in behind all those guys right there, and Alex Martin and Joseph Gable, great blocking.
I know you like that play down on the goal line about as much as taking the knee does at the end of the ball.
That's exactly right.
It's fun when you get down there.
It's nice to, you know, a minute and a half drive and take the ball right down the field. You know, as good as our kickoff return was, our kicking game was kind of poor. There's a young man trying to carry the ball. I thought our linebackers were doing a good job trying to get to the outside.
And I'm telling you, that offense is not the easiest offense to defeat.
No, it's not. Now watch him. Gandy's going to reverse field and make a good tackle right there and force them to punt. But you lose track of the football is what happens.
Well, I won't say anything, but Cameron missed it a couple of times.
Well, it sure can happen, I guarantee you.
On the stop.
We got pretty good field position. We ran a screen to both sides. Mason Goodwin right there with a nice catch.
Great tackle on their ball.
Man, needs to keep it to the outside. Again, Garrett Crider with a nice run, almost splits the safeties. Gets down inside the 40-yard line, about the 36.
Yeah, that was an expensive night for Garrett because I think he promised the line a mistake if he got over 200 yards. And
I heard about that. Mason Jones wish he had that ball back right there. I think this is Will Crenshaw's first carry of the night, and he's a fireball.
It's good to get in the end zone on the first carry of the night.
That's pretty good start to the night. You're right.
Extra points, much better.
Much better. Again, our kickoff, probably the first time we've ever kicked behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know. We didn't know what to say about that. There's Wesley Walker's interception. Wes kind of sat back in there, that little hook zone. You know, we scored 2 quick touchdowns, and then we get a turnover on about the 35. And I think before East Limestone can really get settled into the ball game, you know, they're already, it took us a minute and a half to score the first time, and then we scored the second drive. Offensive line's starting to take charge right here. Tyler's got time to throw the ball. Seth Donaldson with a nice catch gets to about 30-yard line.
Was he down, Coach?
I think he was, and thought the officials did a good job. We get inside the 18-yard line. Collins got time a little bit, and we got to release that ball. Don't take a sack. So that takes us out of field goal range. We try to go for it, and there's Gandy right there, just a tremendous athlete. But we're trying to stay on him all night. We're assigning folks to him, and
you don't want him to get that fourth step.
no, that guy is just a tremendous athlete.
Yeah,
You know what, Trey
should have been down 5 yards back. And
Yep.
Missed it out on that.
Trey Moon gets he misses that tackle, but he bounces right back up, ends up getting in on the tackle. But we were disappointed we didn't get points right there. We get stopped on 4th down, but really anytime you're out to a lead, especially to a team of this caliber, we're pretty excited where we're at this point.
Okay, well, it's good to be up and good to see that offensive line really coming into their own. So
Right.
we're going to take a short break and be back with an exciting second quarter. This is the Cullman Football Review.
Time is running out on Truck Month at Bill Smith Buick GMC at Cullman, where you'll find the largest selection of GMC trucks in Alabama at prices lower than we have seen in years. Like this all-new 2012 Crew Cab 4x4 Z71 loaded with leather and turn-by-turn navigation. Only $32,990 with 0% financing for 72 months. And this regular cab GMC Sierra only $16,590 with 0% financing for 72 months. Or lease this 2012 Terrain only $339 a month. It's all going on now at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman.
No appliance lasts forever. So when your water heater or heating system passes on, find a more efficient replacement by visiting EnergyRight.com or calling your local power company.
Wells Turner Family Pharmacy is a proud supporter of local city and county athletics. You can keep your money right here in Cullman because Wells Turner Family Pharmacy is locally owned and operated. At Wells Turner, you won't have to wait long to get your prescriptions filled, but while you're here, you can send a package by UPS, buy a gift in the gift shop, pay your phone bill, or develop your photos using our DKS photo kiosk. Wells Turner Family Pharmacy. We are a Health Mart community pharmacy. Southern Accents is one of the nation's largest architectural salvage and restoration businesses. Visit our showroom to view our collection of antique doors, mantels, chandeliers, salvaged wood, and more. See our wood shop for your custom-built doors and wood flooring needs. Southern Accents, located in historic downtown Cullman. See us on the web at www.sa1969.com.
Cullman Football Review, brought to you by Southern Accents and Bill Smith GMC.
And welcome back to the Cullman Football Review. Special thanks goes out to Bill Smith GMC and also to Southern Accents for their sponsorship of the Cullman Football Review. So, Coach, another pretty hot and muggy night, but you just didn't have any issues with cramps or conditioning.
No, our kids looked pretty good. They were moving around at a good level and good clip. Thought our coaches rotated guys in and out, kept them fresh, and we got a great training squad. Scott Lockridge and his staff got a bunch of student trainers. Those young people going around keeping everybody hydrated, and I'm telling you, we've got a great system, and the kids really. It's a lot of things that are just behind the scenes that you really don't know is going on, but Scott Lockridge and his staff, they do a great job for our guys and really take care of us, and I'm telling you, our guys are out there. They're not cramping. We're not losing plays because of that. And off-season conditioning's coming into play. I think it helped us in the fourth quarter against Walker. And I feel like we're in a good spot right here.
Okay, well, let's move on into the second quarter.
We forced East to punt, and kind of a tough kick right there. It bounced back and forth, and not the greatest field position down on our own 10. So we got to kind of battle and try to move the ball out. I thought Tyler did a great job. Nice pitch and catch. We get out there about the 20-yard line. So they got a first down, and right there on first down, we get about 7-8 yards. Young man got his hand on the ball right there. We got to keep their hands down.
Wide open receiver.
You know, that's about all the incompletions Tyler's going to have. He had a few right there in the second quarter, and then he kind of settles down and relaxes. And this is the big play of the drive. Mason Jones catches the ball. I think it's third and about 12, and we keep the drive alive. That's going to be a key factor in this drive.
Good protection.
Really good protection. I think they tried to drop an extra man in the zone, and Kenny had a great play dialed up. We wash the line down. Garrett bounces to the outside. Will Crenshaw. Again, Will's a tough running back. Gets it to about the 37. Fights in there to about the 33 or 4-yard line. Seth Donaldson keeps his balance, and they knock him out about the 12, 13-yard line. You know, that was a hard play for us to see from the sideline, but watching on film, just an outstanding play.
It was. You know, I think everybody thought that he was out of bounds after he caught it, but he wasn't. And then we come back and get a big score.
Nice screen play right there. Kids do a good job on that. And so a little over 6 minutes left. We've got a 21-0 lead. Hitch pass. This is where Gandy is just, man, I be honest with you, I thought he was gone.
I did too.
I don't know how we catch him, but we catch him. And they had a penalty, a block, or a personal foul or something, which really helped us. Moves them back a little bit. They had a very talented kicker in number 11. Third and about a yard. And this is fourth down and incomplete pass. So we get to take the ball back. You know, I was telling Kenny, we need to make sure we run the clock out. And right off the bat, Garrett rips one about 25 yards. And you know, Kenny, that's just gonna fire him up. Now he's wanting points.
Yeah, he is.
I'm wanting them not to get the ball back again, and now Kenny's wanting points. And Will Crenshaw doing a great job running the ball down 31, 32-yard line.
Thought he was about to break that one.
Nice pitch and catch. You know, Garrett's such a big back. He wears you down. He got good leg strength. Run a little screen. Show him a little motion.
And Garrett's so patient with his line. You know, when he first started, he'd hit that line, whether it was open or not. Now he lets that line. He reads those blocks, and he's just so effective.
I thought our guys did a good job. We called a couple of timeouts on this drive. Nice pitch and catch to Mason Jones. Tyler's just very accurate on that. I think, I don't know, there's about 8-10 seconds left in the half. Maybe there's a little more time than that, but yeah, 8.7. So we did a great job. I thought that was the key touchdown in the ball game. We scoring right before the half. That's tough. When you get scored upon, it's really tough. And you know, East Limestone, again, they got a veteran staff over there, and we know they love to run the ball. The problem with that is you know, down 28-0, the clock's not on your side. Every time you're running the ball, it keeps running, but our guys in a little prevent defense right there, and Gandy took a big hit right there before the half, and we knocked the ball loose. But into the first half, we're up 28-0. I think the number of plays I remember reading was about 41 offensive plays for us, and I think East Limestone only had about 16 plays. So that's a great ratio for us, and you know, it's tough to score when your offense is over there on the sideline for East, and so our guys were doing a good job, and yeah, I thought Tyler Glenn just had a real good first half as far as accuracy. And
when you run that many plays, their defense has got to be suffering with the temperature like it is, and the speed of the game really makes it hard on their defense. Well, we're going to take a short commercial break and be back with a Cullman band with halftime. This is the Cullman Football Review.
At Freedom Insurance Agency, helping you with the freedom to choose is what we do best. With more than 15 years' experience, Gloria Williams and the Freedom Insurance Agency is still providing affordable insurance for the residents of Cullman and surrounding counties. Get the peace of mind you deserve by protecting the things that matter most. Our friendly and experienced staff will be happy to give you a quote. Call today, 256-737-0011.
Time is running out on Truck Month at Bill Smith Buick GMC at Cullman, where you'll find the largest selection of GMC trucks in Alabama at prices lower than we have seen in years. Like this all-new 2012 Crew Cab 4x4 Z71 loaded with leather and turn-by-turn navigation. Only $32,990 with 0% financing for 72 months. And this regular cab GMC Sierra only $16,590 with 0% financing for 72 months. Or lease this 2012 Terrain only $339 a month. It's all going on now at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman.
Southern Accents is one of the nation's largest architectural salvage and restoration businesses. Visit our showroom to view our collection of antique doors, mantels, chandeliers, salvaged wood, and more. See our wood shop for your custom-built doors and wood flooring needs. Southern Accents, located in historic downtown Cullman. See us on the web at www.sa1969.com.
Cullman Football Review, brought to you by Southern Accents and Bill Smith GMC.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Cullman High School Bearcat Marching Band. settlers with Shannon and Neil on the trumpet.
At College Tire Company, your valuable wheels are safe because our new touchless tire changer protects your wheels during tire removal and installation. The machine never touches the wheel, and the new Force Balancer Match balances your wheel and tire for a vibration-free ride. Buy virtually new name brand tires and you'll get free rotation for the life of the tire at College Tire Company. With 2 locations to serve you better. In Huntsville, call 489-7110. In Hanceville, call 352-2221.
Southern Accents is one of the nation's largest architectural salvage and restoration businesses. Visit our showroom to view our collection of antique doors, mantels, chandeliers, salvaged wood, and more. See our wood shop for your custom-built doors and wood flooring needs. Southern Accents, located in historic downtown Cullman. See us on the web at www.sa1969.com.
McSwain's Pharmacy is still the pharmacy you rely on for quality pharmaceuticals. Mitch and Dorothy take pride in their friendly service. They're located on Main Street behind Woodland Medical Center. They have plenty of room and parking available, and there's a drop-off and pickup window to serve you efficiently and effectively because they care about and appreciate their customers. Available when you need them, McSwain's Pharmacy, the same folks you know and trust.
Time is running out on Truck Month at Bill Smith Buick GMC at Cullman, where you'll find the largest selection of GMC trucks in Alabama at prices lower than we have seen in years. Like this all-new 2012 Crew Cab 4x4 Z71 loaded with leather and turn-by-turn navigation. Only $32,990 with 0% financing for 72 months. And this regular cab GMC Sierra only $16,590 with 0% financing for 72 months. Or lease this 2012 Terrain only $339 a month. It's all going on now at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman.
Cullman Football Review, brought to you by Southern Accents and Bill Smith GMC.
And welcome back to the Cullman Football Review. I'm here with Coach Mark Britton, and special thanks to Bill Smith GMC. So if you need a truck or a Buick automobile, go see Bill. And also Garland at Southern Accents, him and Heather do a great job with the antiques over there. And if you hadn't been in their shops and their storehouse, you need to go visit because it just is nostalgic and really see some unique things. But we're going to move right on into the third quarter and see Cullman, see if they can come back after halftime and keep up the momentum that we started out in the first half.
Tyler Davis went out for us, and we're going to have to kick off to East Limestone. And Tyler's one of our seniors, done a great job for us in the secondary. Kick the ball, they bobble it right there at the 32.
That's one of the few that didn't make it out of bounds.
Yeah, Justin Patterson really set the tone. Nice catch. Trey Moon with a big hit. I'm telling you, you catch the ball over the middle, Trey's going to make you pay.
Yeah, Justin and Trey started out making them realize y'all's come to play football in the second half.
Yep, it's getting to where a lot of people don't throw over the middle right there. That Trey, he really does a great job from hash to hash and makes them pay. Real nice run for a first down. You know, Garrett just picks up where he left off. Thought our offensive line did a super job. You know, you can see Tyler Glenn just getting more and more confident.
That was a perfect pass, Coach.
It was. Mason Jones runs a great route. Throw it away. I hate to see Tyler take that hit right there. Just, I'd like to see him throw it away. And Chase Freeman comes in, field goal attempt, and kicks the ball through. We're up 31-0. You know, those are things that you want to work on in the games when the game's not on the line. So, a great confidence builder for him.
If you were tied up 7-7, you wouldn't want to get bogged down and have to kick that field goal.
10 seconds left in the game or something like that. You want those guys to have confidence, and he hit the ball really well. I thought Jeremy Peak and Patrick Britton and John Romine just did a super job. Big scramble, and you see exactly who they go to right there. Again, it's hard to contain.
I don't know about you, but I held my breath every time the ball went toward him.
He's just an outstanding young man, and works hard. You know, we knew how volatile East could be. They're coming out and throwing the ball a little more, mixing it up a little more. Their comfort zone is to run the football.
Right.
That's their comfort zone. And I thought this was a great job. Will Crenshaw, as soon as they score, Will Crenshaw returns one out about 65 yards. And
they had the penalty on that one, Coach.
Yep, we had a block in the back behind. And we discussed that. The block in the back happened in midfield and about 10 yards behind. Garrett breaks through. Nice hole opens up. And, you know, he just rips it up the middle for a touchdown. I know you've been in enough ball games, Hugh, that you want to answer that score when your opponent comes in, and it's more than just about the 7 points. It's to answer that score, trying to kill any momentum. Great coverage.
And that goes to your special teams. You get a boost, and then you got that adrenaline running with those offensive linemen, and they go out there and knock somebody on their backside. And of course, old Garrett, he's got his head up looking for the goal line, so it's just a perfect combination when you get that going and you answer that score, and it really disheartens them too after they've been on the field so much.
Thought our kickoff return team set the tone, getting some key blocks. Will getting it up there, 60-plus yard return, and then Garrett rips off a big run. And you know, that's the thing that they just couldn't get momentum. That young man's hard to tackle.
He really is.
I'm telling you, I thought we had him surrounded, and
probably had him in the backfield, Coach.
He's bigger than people think. He's about 6'3", about 205, 210. And
but if you really watch film, look at him blocking down there, and you can see a receiver who plays every play, whether the ball's coming to him. Those are the special kids that really make the difference.
You know, you're exactly right. You get to see kids on film, but until you watch them in person, it's hard to see what really kind of determination they play with. And I'm going to tell you something. This guy is as good as advertised. He is really, really a great young player. Will tries the same thing. Watch this move on the kicker. He just runs just straight over him.
Yeah, that fake, that got everybody faked out, didn't it, Coach?
I think Will just got tired of trying to make moves. He's just going north and south.
You're going to have to get him in shape so he can make a move when he gets out on that second 50-yard return.
Oh, he's tough as a pine knot. I guess he was just going to try to just run through. But into the third quarter, 38-14, and you know, we're going to get to play several of our kids this fourth quarter. It does. The game gets a little bit sloppy, but it's still good. You know, the band and parents are there on Friday nights, and you know, a lot of people want that first opportunity to get to play.
Okay, and you know, it's 38-14, and you see there how explosive they can be, and how important our first half was to really keep them down and keep them out of the end zone, because you know they can get cranked up and give you a hard time.
They can get points in a hurry.
They certainly can. Well, we're going to take a short commercial break and be back with the fourth quarter of the Cullman Football Review.
Southern Accents is one of the nation's largest architectural salvage and restoration businesses. Visit our showroom to view our collection of antique doors, mantels, chandeliers, salvaged wood, and more. See our wood shop for your custom-built doors and wood flooring needs. Southern Accents, located in historic downtown Cullman. See us on the web at www.sa1969.com.
Time is running out on Truck Month at Bill Smith Buick GMC at Cullman, where you'll find the largest selection of GMC trucks in Alabama at prices lower than we have seen in years. Like this all-new 2012 Crew Cab 4x4 Z71 loaded with leather and turn-by-turn navigation. Only $32,990 with 0% financing for 72 months. And this regular cab GMC Sierra only $16,590 with 0% financing for 72 months. Or lease this 2012 Terrain only $339 a month. It's all going on now at Bill Smith Buick GMC in Cullman.
Cullman Football Review, brought to you by Southern Accents and Bill Smith GMC.
And welcome back to the Cullman Football Review. I'm Hugh Harris, and I'm here with Coach Mark Britton, who broke Coach Oliver Woodard's record on early in the season here Friday night. And Coach, your leadership through the years, and it's great to have the supporting staff that you have in Cullman. From I know Dr. Harris was smiling from ear to ear, even though she's retired, and now you're breaking in Dr. Griffith. So we're looking forward to breaking her into Cullman football.
Well, we are just super lady. We've just met, and you know, we've had great support over the years. Our school board, our administration, and just our community. You know, shows like this, and so many people really do care about Bearcat football, and you know, I'm blessed just to serve, and got great coaches with us that care about the game, and you know, our kids are very dedicated, and you know, just real excited about things, and you know, we just try to keep the kids and put them in places where they can be successful. And I think Kenny does a great job. You know, Coach Hop on defense, Johnny Romine, those guys have been with me through just about the whole time. And so the consistency of the coaching, I think, is we've benefited from greatly.
Okay, and I know it's got to be special when you mentioned Coach Oliver Woodard, you know, who had probably one of the best football teams that's ever been in this state or the nation, and just a brilliant football mind, and he certainly liked the way you did it, and loved to come watch you practice them.
Yeah, I love for him to come to practice and us talk about how the game at high school level has changed, and you know, it evolved, and although he may have gotten older, I'm just going to tell you, he was super sharp as far as football, and it took him about 5 minutes watching what we're doing, and he had things figured out, knew where we were trying to put pressure on a defense and spread the field, and the timing and conditioning. You know, you weren't going to get anything by him, I guarantee you.
Well, we're going to move on into the fourth quarter and get on down to the end of the game that breaks the record.
Pretty tough running up the middle. Mason Jones with a great catch down to about the 12, 13-yard line.
Great cut back.
Trying to get around to that corner. Again, we'll put that heavy set in there. And Alex Martin. Alex is a load at 1 yard away, I'm going to just tell you. Carson Cummings comes in, kicks the ball through, and 45-14. And you're going to see we're fixing to empty the bench right here, and I know a lot of it's going to be pretty volatile how quick they're going to score. Nice tackle right there.
But this is where you can start teaching these kids after they get there and watch it on film.
Exactly right.
Really makes a difference in their career.
We get a pass interference, and we're harassing the quarterback. And I think we get 2 pass interference in a row right there. Some guys trying to strip the ball loose. This is really what East likes to do. They like to pound it up the middle. And some of our big linemen in there doing a pretty good job.
You always enjoy those down linemen being able to make your first contact.
It really is. They've got us down inside the 5-yard line. Quarterback does a good job. We thought he gave the ball, to be honest with you. But he keeps it, gets it in, and young man kicks it through. So 45-21.
6 minutes to go in the ball game, and they made it look easy that drive.
Sure did. They tried a little pooch kick right there, and this one of my 9th graders getting the ball back up.
Get your new quarterback in.
Ross Crocker is going to be a good one. Several new faces right in here. And, just nervous a little bit, trying to do things before you get the ball. That's kind of what we look like against Walker. Fumble the ball, but they get the ball back.
They were lucky to get that one back.
Trying to think if this is the play or not. This is it. Watch Gandy. He's going to takes a reverse. He's going to catch another gear right here. Sets up the blocks, and then he's off to the races. I'm going to tell you something. You don't get to see an athlete like that every week, and I would not. He's going to have a lot of options. I know there's a lot of folks wanting his services playing basketball, but I'm telling you, I'd like to see him playing for us, and because that guy is explosive out there on the perimeter. Tell you what, our running backs do a good job. We teach our young guys this point in the game, stay in bounds. Stay in bounds. And Andrew Jones and Michael Aldejali, they're running the ball. Strong runners.
And it doesn't hurt that they get to watch Garrett in film, because Garrett keeps that head up and follows block. Here we go.
That's Andrew right there. And young man does a good job. Andrew gets the breath knocked out of him. And but that's how the game ended. We were inside the 10, and our guys just did a great job. It was a good win for our program, good win for us, and big region win. So, very fortunate on that. It's a good start for us. We had a young man, Josh Chambers, separate a shoulder, so Josh is going to be out this week. Glad that Dr. Doolin was on the sideline for that. And Josh is at school and moving around. Doesn't look like there's going to be a surgery, but probably going to need some time for that shoulder to heal up.
Well, how hard is it for those young kids after they get down into the 4-5 to shut her down, Coach? I was thinking about that Friday night. They worked hard all week to get down there, and then they say, take a knee. Yeah, take a knee.
You're in the shadow of the goal line. They understand. I mean, the sportsmanship part of it, you don't really want to. The game's over, and but you know, they're excited about getting opportunities to play, and we are too for them. And they work hard throughout the week trying to get the varsity. You know, sometimes they're in there and get banged around by guys older than them, but they're excited about getting out there and showing what they can do also.
Okay, and I know it's got to be exciting when they get into that film room, even though they take a lot of ribbing and punishment when y'all start reviewing. Those older kids get to put the focus on them, but it's an amazing learning experience for those young kids, and of course they'll remember it from now on, their first football game, and down the road they'll be suiting up and starting that first quarter. But
it won't be long.
It won't be long. You and I, as the longer we do this, the more we appreciate that time rolling over on us sometimes.
I guarantee it.
But you mentioned injuries. Are there any more injuries you're working on?
Right now, I think we're pretty healthy. I think that's going to be a key for us this year, is try to keep guys healthy. You know, we're banged up a little bit. Physical game with East. We're going to turn right around and play West Point. I think they're much improved.
Right.
West Point's got a young man, 55, probably the best defensive lineman we'll have faced this year. Really a good player. You know, we've been watching those guys in film. They had a tough game with Athens, who I think is much improved, and then they played Brewer. That game went back and forth, and able to beat Brewer there in the opener. But so they've had two tough contests, and 1-1. I think it's their first home game,
right.
So they've been on the road for 2 weeks. So I know they're going to be excited to play in their stadium, and you know, we've really got to stay focused. You got Hartsville game on the horizon, and this is a dangerous game for us.
Right.
We've got to stay focused and not look down the road. It is going to be a Thursday night game. It's that Jack's game of the week on Thursday night. It'll be you know, across the state. So you know, we've been talking. We want to look good. You know, a lot of folks watching, and the kids want to perform. And I'm sure West Point is you know, they're passing the same message along to their kids.
Right. Well, I know people would ask me why we were playing on Thursday night, and of course we got the TV coverage, but I said, you know, that's when we always used to open with West Point, that
right.
Thursday night. But what our boys have got to understand, West Point underwent a coaching change over the summer, and he's getting settled in and getting his kids, and they're watching film and getting better every week, and we certainly better be ready to play them.
Well, you know, we had a dramatic change from week 1 to 2, and as a coach, you always look for those changes in a team, and you know, we watched from week 1 to 2, and the speed of Athens. I mean, we can't simulate that. That
right.
gave West Point some trouble, but they've got some tremendous speed, and but you know, I think going in, we've got to play more like we played game 2. We've got to take care of the football, minimize our mistakes, and we've got to get a ground game established. If we're able to do that, we can be effective both passing and running. And but I think the lot hinges on Will Crenshaw, Garrett Kreider being able to have success on the ground.
Okay, and I know Kenny is working hard this week to come up with a game plan, and I know he's a little more comfortable this week with his offensive line beginning to click
right.
together. And you know, we've been at this business long enough to know that's where it all starts and finishes, with that offensive line, and they've got to react together, and they begin to do that on a consistent basis. And when you can do that, you can move the football.
Well, our guys do a good job running the routes. I think game 1 we cut routes short,
right.
and timing was off. Tyler had 4- and 5-step drops, and he's dropping back there, and we were cutting the route short, which allowed Tyler wasn't ready to throw the ball, and it allowed the defensive man to regain that coverage. And so you know, we really talked about that a lot. I think that our timing was a lot better in this game, and a lot of people blame the quarterback,
right.
and it's not always his fault. And he's the one with the ball, and that's what everybody's looking at. But you know, I know probably Miss Christina, she likes to hear that it's not always the quarterback's fault. We didn't block real well. We had some guys turn loose, and we didn't run great routes. But a lot better second game. You know, you're going to see some more faces in there. L.J. Patterson's had a really good week. I look for L.J. He's got great speed. We'd like to stretch the field a little bit with him. Mason Goodwin's come into his own. Right. Really playing well. We knew that Mason Jones was going to be. You know, he's our lone veteran coming back. We knew what he could do. And Seth Donaldson had a great night. So Austin Neal's a big body. He gives you matchup issues with a linebacker. He's a little bit taller than linebackers, and then Kenny had him running right down the sideline, which is about 2 feet inside bounds, and we throw one up that only he can catch. And you know, those type of things all adds up to a defensive coordinator, and it puts a lot of pressure on them.
And give you a lot of confidence, but we don't need to forget the job Coach Romines doing with the secondary. And doggone, we got a young defense, and they really played well at Walker, and especially against East Limestone, because you and I, we just have been amazed at the Candy Kid, and for most of the night we kept him in check, and really were disciplined, and that's what you look for from the defensive side of the ball, is the discipline to play your position and not get caught up in what's going on in the rest of the field, is to do your job and let everybody else do theirs.
That's right, and we're going to have to do the same thing Thursday night. We've got to go in there and stop the run if we can. Joseph Gable's a good tackler. Trey Moon's a good tackler. Lucas McMahon, those guys are going to, we've got to have those guys do a great job. And our defensive ends have to play a strong ball game, and we got to maintain our line of scrimmage, make backs bounce outside, and hopefully our guys go and run them down.
Yeah, that defensive line, they got to do their job. They don't get their names called too many times.
That's right.
But they're doing their job, so those linebackers can get to them and make the tackle. But we're going to encourage everybody to get out to West Point this Thursday night. Don't forget and say, oh, I forgot it. We'll be out there Thursday night. Ought to be another beautiful night, and it's not but just 4 or 5 miles, and we expect to fill the stands on both sides of the field, even though the game's on TV. So turn out and support the Bearcats, and support all these kids and coaches that lay it on the line day in and day out. And we're going to try to extend that winning record for Coach Britton here and get it on up there. And we'll probably not live long enough to see anybody come along to break it. But y'all be at West Point, and we'll look for win number 108. See you next Tuesday night.